if I told you everything you've learned, you've been taught, and everything you're teaching about the guitar is wrong? I don't know. Okay. Whatever, dude. Right? So we've all learned we start at C, right? C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. All the white keys on the piano. Okay? Well, what if I told you don't start with your pointer finger, start with pinky power? Okay? Pinky power is the key to everything. We start with C. D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. Right? So we started and ended in both spots here. Okay? But it's all about pinky power. Right? How can I prove this? Okay, well, most of us learn we do our C major scale, then we jump to an A minor scale, then we jump to a G, then we jump to an F, right? And we keep that same context within the key that we're doing, right? This is a master key we're learning right now, okay? So we can still start at the C, right? What we got to understand is that when we jump to A, we're missing our B flat scale, okay? That's chronological. So we're missing a big part of hearing music, okay? So let's play our C. And I don't care if you start from the bass or if you start from the high. Uh-oh, if I can get my fingers to work right? It doesn't really matter which one you start with, okay? What matters is your next progression. We started at C, and instead of going to A, we got to play B flat scale, okay? So we run through our C, then we come to B flat. If we're starting on our pinky. Okay, and then we come to A. And then we hit A flat. Then we hit G. Right? And then we can do our F, but then we wind up running out of space. Okay? So what we need to understand is that we need to hit every single fret. Okay, and we could go from G, or excuse me, C to B, then to B flat. But if we think about B and C is the same and E and F is the same, that will change our concept of understanding the fretboard a lot more, because they're basically, in a sense, the same note. All right. So now we learn that we start with pinky power and we finish with pinky power. Okay, so that changes our scale where we start, where we finish. Okay, here's another cool thing. Okay, so if we start the high, C, B, A, G, F, E, D, C, B, we got A, G, F, E, D, C. Okay, we went down. Now let's go back up. Well, we're gonna move positions. D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. Isn't that what we originally learned? Right? Okay? And then we can go the other way too if we want to. All right? So we can create this circle around our major. Okay? Now, in theory, we can do the same thing around our minors too. All right. But we need to understand, though, that even though we practice our major scale, okay, we need to focus on our minor scales, okay? And why is that? Because this is the key. This is the key to the guitar, is understanding the minor scales, the black keys, the reparation keys, okay? Because if we understand the black keys, then we can understand how we can play pentatonic, the blues, right? The soul of the guitar over any key possible. And let's go look at this on paper, okay? All right. So we started C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D, whatever, right? Right? Or we can start here. C, D, E, F, G, okay? So now we have our divider here, okay? Our octave divider that we're basically doing. We can start here, go all the way around. We can come back and play here and come all the way back around, okay? And then theoretically, we can do the same coming the other way, okay? So that's going to change our sound, going to change our tone. But as we go and we play our C scale, and B's included in the C scale, same as E's included in the F scale, then we have to play our B flat, right? Which is this, all the black keys. And then we play the next set of white keys, then the black keys, then the next set of white keys, then the next set of black keys, then white keys, and then back to black keys, then white, black, white, black, white, black, white, okay? We keep alternating that. Now, what we have to understand is that this shape here, okay, this is the most famous pentatonic scale of all times, right? That's our blues minor scale. Well, how do we get our blues minor scale? Get the dog hair off of there, for one. How do we play our blues minor scale? Well, it's got to come from our major scale. Well, look at that. That is our major scale. Okay? It's the only one we have like that. So our black keys are based off of a G flat major. Okay? The minor to that is an E flat minor. Now, if we look at this, okay, we have our natural notes, are all our white keys. These are all our black keys. If we slide all our black keys up, they all become white keys. Okay? If we slide them down, they all become white keys. So wherever our E flat is, it plays an E or a D. It will overlap and play that. Okay? Our D flat will play over a C or a D. Our B flat will play over an A or a B. Our A flat will play over a G or an A. Our G flat will play over a G or an F. All right? So then at that point, how do we figure out, okay, I know that I can play my G flat major pentatonic over an F or a G. How do I know what I can play next? Well, this is where understanding the circle of fifths comes into play, okay? If I know my G flat will slide up and play an F or a G overlap, well, then what's my circle of fifths? I got G and F. My circle of fifths, bead G, C, F, G, C, F, G, C, F. Okay, so it doesn't matter if I got an E flat and I know it can play one way or the other. Well, my high is an E, my low is a D. My high is an E, my low is a D. Well, what comes in between? Bead, B-E-A-D, G, C, F, and repeat. Okay. So now, in theory, we can take everything we know that we could make in sounds, and we can put it down on paper. Okay. So really, the ultimate key to playing the guitar is understanding that every place you can play a pentatonic, you can slide that down to an F or a G, an A or a B. Okay, you've shifted one fret, and you can overlap. In order to find out what one you play next, well, that becomes the circle of fifths. It becomes a little more knowledge, a little more integration, okay, a little more dedication to understanding. So that right there, that's your master key, okay? Those little things that I just described in this video. Now, down the road, yes, I'll get to explain them more proficiently as I become more proficient in my own plane and my own understanding of what it is that I think I know right now, okay? So even though I told you you've been taught wrong, you've learned wrong, and you're teaching wrong, that's not necessarily the case, okay? This is all about improving and having more understanding and becoming better as a player, as a person, as a soul, as an entity, okay? That's all part of this. So understand pinky power.